Yo, what's up? This is DMC in the place to be, and the place to be is right here with you and me and my two good friends.
My name is Ilian, this is my father, Miguel.
And today, I am so excited to have you here, Darryl, on Toyquest101. A legend in rap, man. I'm a fan. My boys used to go out and break dance, and we break dance to your music, so it was pretty cool. You're the first rapper, singer, Hall of Famer for the music world, right? We have you here, and it's so cool to have you, man. And thank you for supporting kids with autism and special needs.
No doubt.
That's really cool. So the way it works on today's show, we're gonna shoot you some questions for you to answer about your life, about music, about the comics, about your book. And then we're going to open up some blind bag toys from Funko. Batman ones, right? Liana, why don't you show the camera?
So nobody knows what's in it?
Nobody knows what's in it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nobody knows what's in it. So we're going to get to see what's there. But let's start since we're short on time. So you are a legend in the music industry with Run DMC. You have been inducted into the Grammy and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes.
You have done collaborations with Aerosmith. You've crossed genres with rock and rap, which is super cool. One of my favorite songs and videos.
Thank you.
Take us down memory lane and talk to us about your music career.
Well, basically, I grew up in Hollis, Queens, New York, which is a lower suburban middle-class neighborhood. I went to Catholic school my whole life, which was good. I was a great student. All I did was read, collect, and draw comic books. That's all I did. Read, collect, draw, read, collect, draw, read, collect, draw. By living in Queens at the time and going to Catholic school, it was traumatic because you would get teased, bullied, and picked on if you was different. And I know a lot of people, no matter what it is, where they at, I don't care what their race, creed, color, or religion is, when you're different or perceived as being different, people bully, tease, and pick on you.
Right.
So the thing that got me through all of that pressure was reading those comic books.
That's awesome.
And by reading comic books every day, the fact that I was reading every day made me a good student, which is why I was a straight A student, always on the honor roll.
Awesome.
So when I was a kid, all I really had was comic books. And I really wasn't into music because James Brown, Marvin Gaye, Jackson 5, Aretha Franklin, and Al Green and those people like that. That's when my moms and pops were still young. That was their music when they were cool.
Right.
So I was a kid. All I had was my comic books and my imagination. But it wasn't until 1970s rock radio in New York City, and I got exposed to the Beatles, the Stones, Jim Croce, Harry Chapin, Janis Joplin, Joni Mitchell, Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, just to name a few, Elton John and all that. So I paid attention to rock music because the drums and the guitars were like superheroes to me.
Right.
Because disco and R&B and soul music, you know, it wasn't as powerful.
Right.
The rock drums was loud and the guitars was loud, so it was like the Hulk and Iron Man all at the same time. So that's all I had up until that point of the 70s. Then in 1979 is when rap came.
Right.
Rappers Alike came out.
Yes.
And I still ain't care nothing about hip hop or nothing like that. The only thing I liked about Rappers Alike was the rhyme about Superman. See, that was my connection.
Yep, there it is.
You know, so I learned the whole Rappers Alike from start to finish just because I thought it was the thing to do. And then I heard Grandmaster Flash and the First Five. They had this song called Super Rapping that came out right after Rappers Alike. And it was super rapping. And it was different from Rappers Alike because the First Five, the way they rapped, it was powerful.
Right.
Party night, everybody was breaking, the highs was screaming, and the bass was shaking, and it won't be long till everybody knowing that Flashes on the P-box. And they was doing like, introducing the crew, you gotta see to believe. Where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it was really dynamic, and just the whole super thing, they were like superheroes to me.
Right.
So because I heard this record, Super Rapping, I started writing my own rhymes. And they were just for me. And then in 1979, my partner, Joseph Simmons, Run, he was already in rap professionally at 12 years old. His brother, Russell Simmons, was managing Curtis Blow, Houdini, and Jimmy Spice's Super Rhymes. Remember Super Rhymes?
Yeah.
So Run was preparing to put out his own music. That being said, we went to the same Catholic school. He came over to my house one day and he found the rhymes that I was writing. So in '79, he said, whenever my brother lets me make a record, I'm putting you in my group. And I was like, what in the world are you talking about? I don't do this for real. Like, this is make-believe to me.
Right.
So 79, 80, 81, 82 went by. 4 years go by. He was a man of his word. We graduated from high school because his brother Russell wasn't going to let him make a record till he got his high school diploma.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he was 12 years old. Can I make a record? No. Can I make a record at 13? No. 14? No. And Russell said, okay, here's the deal. And to any people out there, persistence, if you really want something, you can hear no and no and no, but if you want it real bad, just know you got to go through a preparation period, and when the time is right, it'll come true. So when Run got his high school diploma, Russell had to be a man of his word, let him go in the studio to make a record. So Run went in the studio to make a record, and he brought me along.
That's it.
So when I started making records, the reason why I say that, when I was little, I loved rock music. So when I started making rap songs, I wanted to rap over rock. So that's how the King of Rock was born. The King of Rock was born because Stan Lee had a lot to do with it. Because Stan Lee, his Marvel Universe was in New York City. DC was cool. Batman, Superman, The Flash, Green Lantern, used to read and draw all of that. But Gotham and Metropolis was fictional. Stan Lee put the superheroes really in New York City. So as a kid, when I read a Marvel comic book, I really saw the Lower East Side, Hell's Kitchen, and everything that you'll see in the movies and on the TV series that they do. So it was real to me. So I was sitting there one day when it was time for me to say, what am I going to do with this rap thing? You know, I'm a Catholic school kid. I'm a brainiac. I wear glasses. I'm a geek and I'm a nerd. Like, I ain't in a gang. I don't sell drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My mother makes me come in the house when the street light comes on. So how is that going to be dynamic? And by reading Marvel Comics, I was sitting there one day and I was like, okay, Thor is the son of Odin from Asgard. He got a brother named Loki and he got a hammer. And I was like, that's Thor. So if I'm Darryl, I'm going to be rhyming with Run. I'm Darryl. I come from Hollis. My father's name is Byford. I got a brother named Alfred and I got a Mike. So I said, I will become son of Byford, brother of Al. Banner's my mother and Run's my pal. It's McDaniels, not McDonald's. These rhymes are Darryls, those burgers are Ronald's. I ran down my family tree, my mother, my father, my brother, and me. So comic books inspired me that when I get on this microphone, I don't have to curse. I don't have to be disrespectful to women. I don't have to gangbang. I don't have to sell drugs. I can be Darryl, but when I speak about myself, I'm going to speak about myself in a confident way that will crash through walls, come through floors, bust through ceilings, and knock down doors. So I was doing on a microphone what the superheroes was doing in comic books. And that's the thing that gave me confidence and made me not be ashamed of being who I am.
Listen, man.
And that's how I got.
You just gave me goosebumps. That was the coolest thing ever. Hearing you rap like that. That's awesome. And what a story, man. That's amazing. And you inspired a lot of people along the way, especially through hard times. So that's awesome. Your music has been just great, phenomenal. I mean, again, a legend. So speaking of that, how comics influenced you in music and throughout your childhood, Eliana, why don't you ask your question?
Okay.
Comic books play a major influence growing up, and in your music, talk to us about your comic DMC.
Yeah.
Okay. The comic book thing I wasn't going to do at first. The comic book thing came about. He actually was here yesterday with me, Riggs Morales.
Yeah, was he? Okay.
Yeah, he was here yesterday with me, sitting over there talking to Amy Chu, who's the head writer for my comic book company. About 3 years ago, I went to Atlantic Records, Warner Brothers in New York to have a music meeting. And the young man that I was meeting with, he's an executive up there now, was Riggs Morales. He was actually
Eminem's, right?
Eminem's guy at Shady Records for the rise of that great empire. So I went into the meeting, and right in the beginning of the meeting, he was like, yo, I know I'm supposed to be very professional, but then he just asked me, D, what was it like when you was a little kid? And I was like, well, I used to read comic books all the time. And he said, comic books? And I was like, yeah. He said, comic books? I was like, yeah, I used to read comic books all the time. So we sat there for 3 hours. We ain't talk about no
Nothing but
music.
comic
We
books.
talked about comic books.
That's sick.
And I
That's
told
awesome.
him everything that I just told you. Yeah, I was collecting DC, but then I got into Marvel and Spider-Man and Captain America. All those were my favorite books and stuff like that. And he said, wow, he said, you should do a comic book. And then I said, nope. And he said, why not? I said, you're not going to get me in trouble. Because us geeks and nerds, we're critical. I don't want to be a rapper. I don't want to do the comic book as a business. I don't want to be a rapper thinking just because I got a hit record, I can do everything. Because these rappers have a way of ruining a lot of stuff that they do.
Yeah, I know.
So Rick said, yo, that's all cool. But then he said, first of all, your first love is comic books for music. And then he said, second of all, you can do what you've done with your music for the past 30 years with a comic book. And I was like, what are you talking about? Inspire, motivate, educate, and entertain. And I was like, oh, wow, I didn't think of it like that. So then he said, if you was to do a comic book, I can't use Marvel, I can't use DC because that's already taken. He said, what would you call your comic book company? And I said, there was a DMC. I got it. I said, Darryl Makes Comics, the DMC. And he was like, yo, this is so great. It fits. So 3 years ago, we started the Darryl Makes Comics comic book company to be a tribute and celebration of what makes comic books great to any generation. Like, I want a 3-year-old person to read my comic or a 3,000 million old person to read my comic. They can both enjoy it. It's something that kids and adults can simultaneously read and all receive something out of it. Because when I was reading my comic books, I didn't want to make a comic book dumbed down or simple for kids. And I don't want to make it overly gory and profane for adults. I just want to make a dope comic book, you know what I'm saying? All you want is good characters, good stories, good messages in there. And I think that's what we wanted to accomplish.
I think you did, man.
Salute to Marvel and Stan Lee, because, you know, if you can look and see, highly influenced by
That's
New York
awesome.
City.
And look at the artwork too, right? Liana loves the artwork, right?
Yeah.
And you got 3 issues out right now,
Yeah,
right?
3 is out. Issue 4. We're working on issue 4 right now. So, because we love comic books when we were younger, we wanted to create something that this new generation of people, young and old, can grow up to love.
That's awesome, man. Awesome. So let's take a break from the questions. But speaking of comic books, let's dive into our blind boxes. So these are
the blind boxes.
Yep, these are Funko blind boxes, and they're Batman. So the way it works is on the back, as you can see there, there's a bunch of different color Batmans.
And you don't know which one you're getting.
We have no idea who we're gonna get. So what we usually do, here you go, Eliana, is we pick out which one we would want to get.
And then open it and see if you get it.
So I'm gonna let you pick first. If you were to get any Batman in this box, which one would you want?
Oh, this one right here.
So which one's that one? So that's the one right here. It's black and white right here, which is
because
cool.
we go with my black and white Adidas.
Oh, there you go. All right, so the Adidas Batman, that's what we're going to call him. What about you, Liana? Who do you want?
I want the blue Batman.
Right here?
The green Batman. The zebra Batman.
Oh, the zebra one is really cool, too.
And the gold one.
All right.
All right.
So there you go. And me, I kind of want to stick with the original one.
Oh, yeah,
it's
nice.
the top left one, the blue one that Liana wants too. So go ahead.
All right. Let's
you can go ahead and pick. Oh, go ahead again. Let's see, and I'll start opening up mine too. See who we get here.
Oh, you don't even know. It's in a bag.
It's in a bag.
That's really cool,
you
too.
can't even. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Who'd you get?
Got the one I wanted.
You did?
Did you? Oh, the one I wanted
wow.
too. Nice. The classic one.
All right, let's see.
Super cool. Go ahead. I'll let you go.
Let's see if I got the Batman that goes with mine. Oh, no, I got the green one.
Oh, there's another one.
That's so cool. You know why? It's not bad because I like the Hulk and...
Oh, look at this. So I got the one with the target on there. Like,
wow.
But these guys are pretty cool because they're all, you know, they're detailed. They got different colors and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Check
the Batman.
Yep. Batman crew there. So let's do that. We'll open up a couple more a little later. Eliana, why don't you start with your second question?
If you had a chance to have any superhero, Marvel or DC, to team up with DMC in your comic, who would it be and why?
That's a great question.
That is
It's
a good
perfect
question. That is a good question.
If I had the opportunity to team with any superhero on the Marvel or DC, it would definitely be Marvel. And it would definitely have to be Spider-Man.
He's from Queens.
Why? Because Spider-Man is from Queens. Peter Parker is from Queens. And that bugged me out when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go to the block. Yeah, you know I would.
Man.
Yes. Peter Parker lives in Queens. That's why on my records I said, I didn't shout out Queens because I'm shouting out my neighborhood.
Right.
When I was a kid, I discovered Peter Parker lives in Queens. So on every record I do, DMC, I live in Queens. My name is Darryl Mack, I live in Queens. Call me Darryl McDaniels, I live in Queens. I'm the king from Queens. The K-I-N-G from Queens. Yes, I come from Queens. I wear my glasses so I can see, and I live in Queens. I love eating chicken. I would always shout out Queens because I was like, yo, Spider-Man is from Queens, y'all.
That's dope.
That's crazy.
So cool.
Yeah,
Right,
so we definitely have to be Peter Parker.
Peter Parker's awesome. I like Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's, again, because he's from Queens. I thought that would be
you
perfect.
have to.
But that'd be
for
cool.
sure.
Who knows? Maybe in the future there'll be a little
Yeah,
collab
Marvel,
there.
are you hearing that?
Marvel, collab,
DMC,
Spider-Man. Let's make it happen. All right, we're going to post that.
We got to save Queens.
Yep. I'm all about it.
The world is going to end and it's going to start in Queens, and it's up to Darryl McDaniels and Peter Parker to save the day.
That'll be dope. Let's sell it right now. Boom. You got that, Marvel? All right. Actually, we have a friend from Marvel. So,
okay.
Yeah, he was on the show. He's actually from Marvel Studios. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
Yes, it is. All right. So, let's on the flip side.
Yes.
If the fate of the world was at stake and you had to defend it against any villain, who would it be and why?
Any villain?
Yeah. So now you got.
It would be Thanos.
Nice.
I represent all the nerds and geeks. Where's DMC when he's not in the streets? You can find me at the Comic Con. Don't think I'm weak cause I'm really strong. I was down in the dumps feeling less than zero. My mama said, son, you're a superhero. My daddy said, son, you have superpowers. But it's okay, son, you're still ours. You was born in the storm, up in the heights to perform, write songs, and rock the mic. I got a band to perform with me. Darryl makes comics just like Stan Lee. Like Peter Parker, I live in Queens. Like T'Challa, I am a king. Rhyme so sick, I be the ill MC. All the villains are foolish to challenge me. Y'all want to know how ill I be? Even Thanos can't challenge me. He raised up his glove, all the suckers ran. I grabbed him by the arm and ripped off his hand. I got a good ass kicking for the evil man, cause that's the only language that they understand. I looked him in his eye and this is what I said. You're just like the devil off with your head. By my kindness, don't be misled, because I'm killing all the villains like the Walking Dead.
Yo,
it would be Thanos, because
oh man,
Thanos wants to come and make the things that he want to do happen, and he can. So on that level of Thanos being inevitable, like he said, inevitable, if Thanos is inevitable, I am incredible because I'm gonna find that one way to stop Thanos without snapping my finger.
Yo,
he raised up the glove, the gauntlet. All the suckers ran. I grabbed him by the arm and ripped off his hand.
Yo.
Case closed.
Oh my God, that was sick, dude.
Yeah,
oh
it beat Thanos because he was scary, and Thanos beat the Hulk up, and I took that personally.
Yeah. I was a little sad about that.
Yeah, I had to give it. What happened with the Hulk was he wasn't really mad. They, to go beat Thanos up, Hulk. So he went to do it. Think it was going to be easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Think it wasn't his battle, but he was just trying to be nice and help us out. So when Thanos showed that he was strong, Hulk was surprised because Hulk never seen that. So Hulk was distracted. And when you look at the Hulk, one thing you got to know is that deep down inside of all of you, no matter what it is that you're going through, you have the ability to beat and defeat whatever is threatening you. But the Hulk was so busy focusing on Thanos that Thanos trained. See, Thanos was a warrior and a soldier, and he trained to fight, and he went to karate school since he was in kindergarten and all that. Like I did my homework on Thanos. So when Hulk was distracted, Thanos hit him with the body punch to the kidney. Now Hulk has kidneys, like, he has things like that. His kidneys just so stronger than ours. Then he gave him a couple of 1-2s, you know what I'm saying? And he went through, Thanos used what he practiced for many, many years. And Hulk was surprised, so when Thanos caught him off guard, Thanos picked him up and slammed him. Mm-hmm. And the Hulk did not get up. I noticed because I spoke to him after the whole Infinity War went down. He said he didn't want to get up and beat Thanos because then the movie would have been over.
That's true.
So he let Thanos get his way. Because he said if he would have got up and beat Thanos up, then there would have been no reason for Mr. Stark to go anywhere. Captain America would have just had to go throw a shield somewhere else. And then they would have had to find another villain to beat up. So I can understand it. So because Thanos did that to the Hulk, though, I took it personally. So Thanos, I'm coming for you.
That's awesome. That is awesome, man. And that was a great movie. That's one of our
No,
favorite
it's
movies.
incredible. I hope I didn't give away anything.
No, if you didn't see it by now, that's your fault. That's
Right. Look, it's all on the internet.
Yeah, it should have been day one. But
yeah, it would be Thanos because he was just so dominant.
He's a good villain.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Good villain. And they portrayed him very well. So super good job.
I was going to say Darth Vader, though. Oh, no, it was
Vader could be
DC, not
good
Deadpool.
too,
That's Star. I was just saying Darth Vader because I was in 7th grade and we went to see Star Wars and my best friend Douglas was scared of Darth Vader.
Yeah, he is kind of comes out
when it
breathing
came
like
out.
that.
He cowered down in his seat.
That's awesome. All right, let's start with the second round of blind boxes. And let's go ahead and all right. So we got the blue one now.
Okay.
I want the gold one too. So there's the gold
I'm
one.
not
down
mad
here.
at the green one now. That was cool.
The green one's cool.
I'm gonna go with the. You wanted the gold one, right? That one.
We got to get the Adidas guy though. The Adidas Batman.
You know what? I'm gonna go for the zebra.
The zebra?
The zebra. I'll go for zebra this time because it still could go with the white stripes and
Gotcha.
the white leather.
All right.
I'm gonna go for the zebra.
Go ahead. Let's do it. Open them up.
See, she got the one she wanted.
Yeah,
though,
no.
the first time. I'll rock you like you've never seen. I'll rock you till Batman turns green. No, that's the Hulk. The Hulk turns green. No, Batman too. Look.
Oh, there you go. What's that one? The brown one? Nice.
What is that one?
Very nice.
Orange one.
I like the
orange
fact that you open it up and you still don't know.
I know. And these are GameStop exclusives, by the way. So when they're exclusive, there's certain ones in here that you can't get in any other store. That's pretty cool.
Zebra.
You get it.
Zebra. I wanted the zebra.
Oh, you got the Adidas
I got the
Batman.
Adidas
There
one.
it is. There it is.
I got it.
All right.
You must have heard me talking.
There
Yup,
you go.
I got it.
And then I got a repeat. So I got the green one
Oh, you
again.
got the green
But when
one.
we have repeats, we trade. So
Yeah,
super
exactly.
cool. Let's
Got
put them
you
back
right
here.
away.
All right,
Oh,
and
wow.
let's do the
I got
last
one
round
I wanted.
of
That's so
questions.
cool. It
Iana,
feels so
go
good
ahead.
to get what you want.
It
That's real
is.
fun.
The Adidas Batman.
What's
Never
the
know.
Rolling Stone song? You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want, but if you find sometimes, you might find you get what you need. Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones. Go ahead, Yana. Go with your question.
If you had one piece of advice for someone who wants to pursue music or write a comic book, what would it be?
Oh, the one piece of advice for someone that wants to do music. Okay. First of all, you got to really want to do it whether or not you get paid for it.
True.
That's the first thing. You got to say, all right, do I really want to do this? And if it doesn't, like if I don't have overnight success, or if nobody cares the first 8 years, yeah, I got to say 2 years. Nobody cares the first 8 years. Will you still work up every day and be excited about it? That's the first thing to know. The second thing is always try to do what somebody hasn't done yet, because that's where the most probable impact of connecting with an audience will happen. Like when I talk about a week ago, I saw an interview with Stan Lee talking about when he created Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And he said he wanted to create Spider-Man, and he went into his he's Stan Lee, but he still had people that work with him. So he goes in there, I got this idea, I want to do a superhero after Spider, and I want him to be a teenager. So the people that think they knew it all were like, first of all, and it kind of bugged me out when he said this. He said, nobody's going to like that because people are afraid of spiders. And I said, wow, okay, that was good. And then he said, nobody want to see a teenage superhero. And then he was like, Stan said he was a little discouraged or whatever, but he went home and created it anyway. Because he had to, like, it was like when I was writing my rhymes. I was writing my rhymes for me, not to be on a record. I was writing them, but the fact that I had them prepared when it was time to go to record. So Stan said he really felt something special about this Spider-Man. So what he did was his people, his friends, wasn't going to let him put Spider-Man in his own book. So he said he released it in Tales of Suspense.
Yep, Tales of Suspense.
Yeah, he put it out in that to see how it would work. It became the #1 comic book that month. And then all of his friends said, see, yeah, Stan, we told you it was going to work.
Yeah,
and he was like, no, y'all guys told me it wasn't.
Yeah.
So the first thing is, you know, it was great that he said, I'm going to do a kid's superhero in a world where everybody was adults, you know what I'm saying? And when you do that, it was kind of like us. When we came out with our first records, it's like that Sucker Seeds didn't have music. Everything was musical before we came along.
Right.
They would sample the R&B record, or they would sample the funk record, or they sampled the dance record. So when me and Run came out with our first record, it's like that was just drums, boom, da, and the keyboard, burn, 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 burn. And everybody was like, it sounds so sports, but because it was different, people paid attention to it.
Right.
And then we said, okay, they kind of like this. Then we said, the next record we're going to make is going to have no music, just going to have drums. So we did Sucker Seeds. And that was the thing that made us fit into a world where there was already so much. So my advice to you is make sure that you love it for you, regardless. And then secondly, present it in a way that nobody has done, because that wins, because people are going to look and say, what in the world is this?
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So if you guys are inspired,
yeah, get
words of wisdom.
Pull out the pen, start writing the songs, or pull out the pencils and start creating those characters.
That's cool, man. And speaking of creativity, I mean, you're creative from the music, from the comics, but now you also have a book out. Talk to us about the book.
I have a book out called, well, it's a book that I didn't want to create.
Okay.
I have this book out called 10 Ways Not to Commit Suicide. But the book came about out of purpose and necessity. My partner Run had a TV show called Run's House for 10 years.
Yep.
And a lot of people, y'all seen my partner's Run. So people would tell me the first season that came on, they waiting for me to come on. And I don't come on. He'll be on the next season. Second season come, they waiting. They get through the whole season and wait for the last season, the finale. Okay, DMC's gonna show up. So Run went through 10 seasons of Run's House and I wasn't around. The main reason there's not Run in DMC like it was is because Jam Master Jay got shot and killed.
Yeah.
So the band broke up because of that. There's no beef with us or whatever. Our joke is we can't replace our drummer, because Jay was the drummer, the guitar player, he was everything. And for us in our situation, like most bands, if you look at David Grohl from Nirvana, he formed a new band.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Paul McCartney, when the Beatles broke up, he performed Paul McCartney and Wayne. John Lennon went solo. David Grohl formed the Foo Fighters. So I would rather do that than try to make what Run D and Jam Master Jay did together. So that being said, I'm walking around going through life, in the supermarket, going to Comic Cons, going to speak at schools, and people are just asking me, D, where you been? And I would go, well, I just got out of rehab and I'm in therapy right now. So the whole fame thing would leave immediately. And the people would go, can you tell me more about that? Well, I found out that I was adopted at age 35, which was a secret the whole neighborhood knew and my family knew and nobody wanted to tell me. I found that out, and that was revealed to me after waking up one morning depressed. So now, not knowing I was depressed, but I felt a little different. Now that I find out that I'm adopted at 35, I'm really depressed. But right after that happened, that's when Jam Master Jay got shot and killed. And then after Jam Master Jay got shot and killed, that's when my father, Byford, son of Byford, that's when he passed away. So all of that happened 1, 2, 3 like that. And when I would tell people that, they would listen to me and go, wow. And 99.9 times out of 100, when I would say that, those people would do two things. They would go, I've never told anybody this, D, but me too. Or they would go, could you come tell me? Could you come talk to my father because he's alcoholic? Could you come talk to my 7-year-old daughter because we just revealed to her that she's adopted and now she's having problems? Or can you come talk to my mother because she has anxiety? Can you come talk to my friend because they're anorexic? Can you come talk to my friend because he has a gambling problem? And it was like when I would tell people that I'm going through something, if all the just being my Adidas Walk This Way guy, would immediately leave, and then these people would have the courage to reveal that they were going through something, or knew somebody going through something. I'm talking about this. The spectrum was endless, and then I'd be like, yeah, I went to rehab to stop drinking, then I went to therapy and all of that. So after my 300th person that we sat in, just talked about life. You know what I'm saying? People from, I'm talking about the mailman, the doctor, the rock star. Some of my friends started coming out and telling me stuff. Like guys I was working with the studio for years, they were, yo, D, I've never told anybody
and you had
this,
no idea.
but I've been in recovery, or I've been alcoholic, I've been, I'm off meth, like crazy things, like crazy stuff. I had an eating problem, I have OCD, and I said, yo, I could relate.
Right.
So after the 300th time, they said, do you need to write a book? And I said, nope, you're not gonna get me in trouble. Because I don't believe, I don't want to capitalize, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They would say, no, D, the reason why, not to get money and have a bestseller, he said, the reason why you should write a book, because the book could help people without you being there.
You're a real life superhero, man.
And I was like, yeah, it was crazy.
It all connects, man. It all connects.
My friend said that to me too after reading the book. He said, D, don't you know this shit? Because when I met with Riggs said to me, I've never told anybody this, D, but you was my superhero. Because the way I would dress and Run DMC with the glasses and stuff like that. That's why the superhero looks like me from the 80s.
Awesome. Yep.
That's how I used to dress. Well, my goal wasn't that big. I had the dookie rope. But that's how I used to look. So Riggs said, D, you was like my superhero. But then Riggs said, yo, D, you're really a superhero. And I was like, what are you talking about? And this is relatable to everybody out there going through anything emotionally, physically, or spiritually, or whatever. Rich said, D, don't you know this superhero thing is real for you? I was like, what you talking about, Rick? He said most superheroes are adopted. Batman lost his parents, was adopted by Alfred. Spider-Man lost his parents, was adopted by Uncle Ben and Aunt Ray. And Superman came from another world, and they had to send him down and say, Clark, we need to tell you something. So most superheroes are in that adoptive situation and given a responsibility to, regardless. Like, I don't want to make a comic and I don't want to write a book, but I had to. Because there was responsibility. So that's awesome. Anybody going through anything, the main reason, my book is 10 Ways to Not Commit Suicide, and I go through everything that I've been through. Maybe you can relate to some stuff, maybe you can't. But the main reason you should not commit suicide, no matter how bad it seems for you, is, first of all, you're not alone. Because I'm going through stuff and I've been through stuff too. So you're not the only one. I thought I was the only one. You know what I'm saying? But second of all, your story can save somebody's life. Somebody, and you may not think of it right now because you're going through what you're going through and you're going through it. It's cool. But you may not know that there's somebody on this earth that needs to meet you. And it might not be me, but there's somebody on this earth that is put on this earth. The reason why you're here is you have a purpose and a destiny to meet somebody to share your story so they cannot feel alone. And if you find one person that you can make not feel alone, that means there's a billion other people that you can make not be alone. That's what I found out.
That's awesome, dude. That's and it's full circle too.
No, it's crazy.
Full circle,
no,
right?
It's crazy.
Insane. Did you think at this time right now all that was gonna happen?
No, because what had happened was the guy upstairs just told me, yo, DMC, your music got me through some of the roughest times of my childhood. I had never experienced that. But now I'm seeing that I don't even need to make music to assist somebody. All I need to do is just not, the whole thing is, if I don't care what the situation is with a person, and this rhymes because I'm the greatest rapper ever, whether you believe it or not. But I come to realize if you remove guilt and shame, you remove the pain. Somebody shouldn't be ashamed of whatever it is that they're going through, whatever it is that they got, whatever diagnosis, what it is. Don't be ashamed of a so-called not normal situation, because no matter who you are, it's the so-called normal people that ain't normal.
It's true.
All these people in this world is fronting right now. You know what I'm saying? So they make the autistic people, they make the anorexic people, they make the alcoholic people, they make the OCD people, the people with anxiety. They make those people feel like they're the weirdos. But the real weirdos is the people that react in a negative way to somebody saying, I'm going through this or I'm feeling a certain way. Because you can't tell a person not to feel. like I said this, and it's funny. I'm not a doctor, but when I said this, all the psychiatrists and the shrinks stood up and said that's right. There's nothing wrong with somebody coming to you in the darkest of their hour going, I feel like killing myself. What's been wrong is since this world was in existence, how we react to that person.
Yeah.
That's how the person feel. And life is about feelings. You know what I'm saying? We have to feel right about our situation. That's why that's saying it's okay not to be okay. We have to pave a way to a brighter day. I'm sick and tired of the pain and the hurt. I do this for Chester, Chris, and Kurt. Death is appealing. With death I flirt. I tell the world how I feel and they think I'm a jerk. I'm not bugging, I'm struggling. All this guzzling is puzzling. So I stopped hanging with Jack and Jim so I could fight in the battle that we all can win. I can't tell you not to feel cold. If you tell me you're cold, I'm gonna give you a cold and turn the heat up. I can't tell you not to feel hungry. Like if you say, Daddy, I'm hungry. You say, don't feel hungry because you feel hungry. You give them something to eat. So if somebody says, I feel like killing myself, I feel depressed, I feel anxiety and this and that, let's find out why they're feeling that way and help them relieve that for that moment.
Right.
It might be some people that have to get relieved for life, but it's better to help somebody relieve the feeling than to kill themselves the next day because you didn't attempt to help them feel another way. That's what's happening.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And you're right now inspiring our viewers that have autism and kids with special needs.
Oh,
so
for sure.
I like
and
the way
that's
you
what
tied that in,
they're
man.
very special.
Yeah, thank you for that.
I got a new song called Special. So all of y'all are special.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Let's open the last round and finish up our little blind boxes here. All right. So
all right,
I still want the gold one. Who do you want?
I got the one that I wanted.
The Adidas Batman.
I guess I'm wanting the zebra. I gotta want the zebra.
Yana, which one you want?
Gold one.
All right, cool.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
She always wants what you want. That's so cute. Well, he wants what you want.
Yeah, I probably won't. Go ahead. She's over here peeking. Oh, the purple one?
The purple
all right,
one. That's
all right.
hot. That's hot. Which one you got? You got something that's not even on the box?
No, I got something that's in the box, but I didn't realize it's a glow in the dark.
Oh, wow. It's on the box?
Glow in the dark, yeah, it's down here.
Oh, I thought I got a
It's on the
repeat, but
bottom.
this is different too.
Oh,
this
nice.
is different from that one, right?
All right, so we only got one repeat. That's not bad, man. We did pretty good. Not
That's
bad
kind
at
of
all.
good, right? We only got one repeat.
It's not bad at all. I like it. All right, so
Well, these are identical twins. That's
they
what's
are. There you
going
go.
on.
The two Batmans. You got the double gang, right? All right. But thank you so much, man, for being on the show.
Thank you
I
for
really
having
appreciate it. Now,
Thank you for having
before
me.
we
Thank
end
you.
the show,
Yes.
First off, we want to thank you, obviously, right, for being on the show, joining the list of celebrities that come onto the show to support kids with autism and special needs. I know you probably don't get this a lot, but there's a saying out there that not all superheroes wear capes.
Oh,
right?
right.
And like I
They
said,
don't.
with your story, man, I think you're a real life superhero. From your music that inspired me when I was a young kid, from the comic books now to the book that you're,
Thank you.
you know, engaging with people out there that are going through thoughts like that. It says a lot about yourself. So
Thank you.
we want to present you with the Toyquest101
Oh, thank you.
honorary guest award. That's for being on our show and being
appreciate
the
it. Thank
amazing
you.
person that you are, man. So thank you so much.
I'm
And,
amazing like Spider-Man?
You are, man, amazing like Spider-Man. So that's pretty cool. So we're gonna have all of your social media on our link in our
Cool.
bio. We're gonna have the comic book, the book, everything that we can find. We're gonna have it on there so you
you.
guys could follow him as well. So thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
joining Toyquest101.
See you next time.
Bye, guys.